Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the AEW Sidecast Canadian edition. Well, I guess we've always been Canadian here, but that's beside the point here. Welcome, everybody. Mike the Ref here, as always. October 12th, 2022. And it is going to be a humdinger of a show tonight. They're in Toronto. Yes, they're going to advertise first show in Canada, but we all know that the center of the universe is Toronto. Just ask anybody who is seeing the Maple Leafs right now taking on the Canadians. And for any of you that don't watch hockey, you have no idea what I'm talking about. So, we'll leave her at that. But, yeah, it's been a crazy couple days here for AEW. They just announced this afternoon that Renee Paquette, the wife of Jon Moxley, and I would have to say probably the most sought out commentator / interviewer / media person that would be considered a free agent is up and available right now. She was the top one on the market, and she got signed by Tony Khan. I know that the Disney and Discovery and those guys, they're trying to find some stuff to do for AEW outside of the ring, like not including the wrestling action itself, like a lot more behind the scenes stuff and a lot of action like that, where documentaries and interviews and whatnot. And I don't think you can find a better person to head up those than Renee. The fact that she's experienced, the fact that she knows what's going on, the fact that she just gets it. I think that's the best way to put it. She just gets it. It's going to be a fun time seeing what she's up to. It's going to be a fun time on the card tonight. Shout out to couple regulars in the chat here. WrestleSode, Jupiter Vision, as I believe he's known more for in here. And shout out to Cloud, are both at the Coca-Cola Coliseum for the tapings here this week, or today and tomorrow. I still consider it a weekend because it is my weekend technically right now. So we got a jam-packed card coming up. We got Jurassic Express Implodes with... Sorry, the Leafs scored, so I got a little fumbled for words there. Jurassic Express Implodes with Jungle Boy Jack Perry taking on Luchasaurus, as well as Hikaru Shida teaming up with Toni Storm to take on Britt Baker and Jayme Hayter, which... It's nice to see Toni Storm on every week, but I wonder how long they're going to be able to get away with using the same people every week. Like, they've been able to interweave one person into the mix somehow, whether it be Serena Deeb, whether it be, in this case, Hikaru Shida, as well as... a lot of talents that they have available on the roster. They should be using a little bit more, but either way, you know what? It's good to have them on there. We got Orange Cassidy taking on Pac, which is a rematch from All Out, but a little bit more of a... There's going to be a little bit more of a twinge on this, and I just have a feeling that Ethan Page is going to get involved in this somehow. There's got to be a lot more Canadian talent going on tonight, I would feel, besides the main event where you have Chris Jericho defending the ROH Championship against Brian Danielson. And could this be the night that Danielson beats Jericho for the first time? I honestly don't think so, but it could be rather interesting to see how this works out. I think we're going to get a Moxley appearance. Only because Dynamite's in Canada. You'll hang. JJ, I appreciate having you here. I know that you're taking your time off from Twitch right now, and I get it. You need to. Some people just need a break. And Jedi Master Grogu, good to see you here. Yes, this nerd is here. Yeah, JJ, I appreciate it. I'm glad to see both of you here right now. I'm glad to see everybody's here, whether you're watching it live, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on VOD. I'm actually, I'll be frankly honest with you guys. I'm actually really surprised how many people watch this on YouTube on demand. I try to make sure that I have a timestamp set up for when the actual show starts. But with that, just to make sure everything lines up perfectly for you guys. But I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me here. It makes this a lot more fun. Just to sit back, relax. We could all watch this together. Once again, Jupiter and Shadow to Cloud are going to be in the crowd, and they do have signs. They detailed some of the signs that they have there for it. I know that they have a member of the game sign. That was brought up here a couple weeks ago in the chat. If that sign showed up on TV, Adam was going to get a free merch for Shout to the Cloud, which, hey, it's just like indie wrestling. You'll do anything to get over. So, we'll see how that works out. And basically, if you're if you're watching the show, it'll be on the right side of the TV screen. So, but I also want to let everybody know here, we got about 10 minutes to go, so I just want to make sure I get this in before we start. You'll see a new bar on the bottom of the screen there, right above our little scoreboard here. From now until the end of November, on stream, I'm going to be raising funds for jack.org. They're an organization that goes out to whether it be community centers, high schools. I'll get to Jedi, don't worry. They go to high schools, they go to colleges, they go to community groups that are looking to support teach people. Sorry, I want to make sure I get the word straight here, because this is actually pretty serious. They talk to people about depression, anxiety, and suicide, and to see the signs and how to cope with it. When it comes to a lot of youth and a lot of younger people, they just don't have the coping mechanisms that they need to deal with that, especially at such a young age. And as you can see right now, as I'm wearing the great shirt here, be part of the solution. That's the title of the whole goal of all this. Be part of the solution. Jack.org tries to be part of the solution rather than trying to deal with the problem afterwards. So any funds that go directly on the site, there's either !donate or else go down below to the panel and just click on it. It'll take you right to the site where you can donate. There's no alerts, unfortunately, that come up with this site, but I will be keeping as much of an eye on it as I can. Stretch goals for this, I will announce in November following Rick Jules's 24-hour stream, because he's a fellow Backbreaker Gaming member. I don't want to overstep him when it comes to what he's doing for his fundraising for the Stollery Children's Hospital. So while I appreciate everything that comes in, no matter when it comes in, I'm really going to be making a very hard push in the second month for this. And trust me, the extended goal, if we get there, I might hate all of you for doing it, but I definitely will make sure it gets over. So as for the sub goal, right now we're still looking at probably doing the mass stream still. it's for 10 brand new subs. I'm not looking for, this isn't for resubs. It's for 10 new people to come in here. So hopefully in this next month here, we can grow a little bit more and bring some new people into the mix here. So, but I'll tell you right now, if you have to pick between a sub or donating to jack.org, I'd really recommend you donate to jack.org. I've actually taken my sub button off of the, like down in the tabs down below. You actually won't see a donate button for me specifically. So I've removed that until this campaign's over. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time tonight. It's the opening night of the NHL season here. And basically in Canada, it's sort of like, sort of a Christmas day to a lot of people. I'll be honest, with all this stuff going on with Hockey Canada and basically the entire Hockey Canada front office falling apart, resigning, having accusations and slush funds and all that brought up, I haven't been keeping track of hockey as much as I can, but I will be watching the Oilers right after Dynamite tonight. So, one last reminder as well for you wrestling fans here in Canada who always complain that we don't get to see Rampage on TV. This Friday night at 11 Eastern, 9 Mountain, they're going to be showing Rampage on TSN2. Since it is in Toronto, they'll promote the Toronto shows. If they get enough of a response for people watching this, hell, at least even PVRing it, I would think would be part of it as well. I think there might be an opportunity we might be able to see it on our TVs. So Roku added the original glow to the TV. Oh, nice. Just sit with my mouth open at how unique it was in the women's wrestling. Hell, we can go as much as pre-2015 was such a different product compared to what it is now. Depending on it really turned into a territorial show. If you were in Japan, women's wrestling was treated a lot more serious than it was in North America. And no matter what part you were involved with in North America here, it just... Well... JJ, I don't want to get too political on this, but I'm going to throw a political example out right now. Just based on your comment there that some men want that kind of wrestling back. There's also, well, in Alberta, we just voted in a new premier. And the first thing that she opened her mouth about is how she felt that anti-maskers were the most... racially, compared to racism, sexism, and all that, they were the most discriminating against people in the last 100 years. That's what our premier said. So, yeah, there's a lot of crazy people with a lot of crazy thoughts here. And I don't want to get any further into politics about that, but I'm just saying it to the point where there are a lot of interesting people with a lot of different viewpoints, whether they be right or wrong. You notice the emphasis, or wrong, involved there. But yeah, hey Zodiac, how you doing here tonight, my friend? Got on a little early here, was talking a little bit about Renee Paquette signing with AEW earlier here today. It was just announced, hell, not even 2 hours ago. And the fact that they got some female representation here on the it all depends on what rule it comes up. What role she fits in. Is she going to be an interviewer? Is she going to be a commentator? Is she going to be one of those that, like I was mentioning earlier, does she work with AEW to produce a bunch of offline content that Paramount and those guys want as part of their package deal with AEW? They're looking at trying to get some AEW content that doesn't involve the ring itself. So We talked about that. We talked about the brand new campaign. You can see it on the line right down below here. We're raising money for jack.org to help youth suicide prevention. The ultimate goal, the stretch goal, is $1,000. And if we do it, I'll be announcing early in November what that stretch goal is. I have another Backbreaker Gaming member with a fundraising campaign right now, and his ends a little bit sooner than mine. So I'll wait till he's done, and then I'm going to announce mine big time here. But trust me, how do I put this politely? It's probably one of the most embarrassing streams I'll ever be a part of if we ever get it. So, while embarrassing for me, funny for you, and yeah, well, I'll just leave it at that. I'll announce it in November. Yeah, we got a stack card coming up here in just a couple minutes. We got about 2 minutes to the hour. The main event's going to be Chris Jericho and Brian Danielson for the ROH Championship. We're getting a lot of rematches tonight. 3/4 of our typical women's main event to come up. All right, getting a little stretch in. Thank you, Grogu. Appreciate it. Got to show off the shirt, too, as part of... By the way, I also want to mention, if you go take a look at our merch store, any profits that come from the merch... this is available in the merch store. Any profits that are made off the merch until November 30th, all that money is going to go to jack.org as well. So, I'm a little stiff, so, and I don't want to show off my guts. So, we got, thank you for the compliment on the shirt there. And yeah, if you want some merch in lieu of a donation, feel free to check out the merch store. If you're in America, it's cheap. If you're in Canada, well, I just ordered a couple pairs of the jogging pants because, well, I'd like to have some branded jogging pants instead of just the plain Janes you get from Walmart. And with shipping came out, 2 pairs came out to, I believe it's $89 American, so... I'm sure shipping's a lot cheaper in the U.S. because I believe this stuff comes out of the Eastern U.S., to be honest. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty dang sure. Oh, Jupiter's getting a little bit excited online right now. Bringing out Justin Roberts, bringing out the entire crew. All right, here we go. Just syncing things up for everyone here. They just started the intro. 24 and a half, okay. And even got the Canadian logo in the background. There's the pyro, and we're on our way. Just going to set a quick note here for myself, guys, so when I do the YouTube sync up, I can put in the description where. Holy crap! Darth Mick! It's going great! We got Renee right on our screen to start the show off! This is absolutely nuts. But you already know that. Oh, so Renee's just going to turn into an interviewer right now at this moment. No more Shivani, maybe, doing the interviews? I can't tell you, I wouldn't be heartbroken if Shivani didn't have to run back and forth from the back. Transform Luchasaurus into his right hand to destruction. I love how we got CLB to start. What's Renee going to say here? I wouldn't go that far. Yes! Yes, Christian! You're earning points across the country. You're dissing the Leafs. Alrighty. Well, time to bring out the first prediction of the night here. Yeah, I would say a little mixed reaction. That's what you probably get when you get a hometown guy, because no matter what, you're going to get... it's like when they try to get people to boo Sami Zayn at... as we were going along, right? It's like, no, just give it up here. All right, let's load up 5 minutes. Here's your prediction. And JJ, you say you gotta love Christian? No, you don't. I'm not a fan. I've never been well, Christian's a guy that gets away with doing a little bit. He makes a little go a long way. I think that's the best way to put it. Did he say Value Village for Jungle Boy's hometown? He didn't mention he won't collapse like a certain team did at 8-1. I'll give you that one. You know, I'll give you a coin on that one. That was well deserved. Just remember what happened now to the town last night, or to Seattle yesterday during, I think that ball's still going right now. Good to see you tonight, Jagger. Yeah, this crowd is going to... It's one thing you're going to notice about a Canada crowd. For the most part, especially with an AEW show, they're going to be fired up through the whole thing. And Ollie Davis signed in the crowd already? When you throw 4 straight sliders to one of the better hitters is going to be bad. Or hitting a guy putting 2 on base, yeah. I saw that one meme where they were having Robbie Ray's pitching his target zone, and it just showed a big meatball in the middle. My God, that delayed German. Saw the momentum shift, yeah. And I didn't get a chance to see who was the opponents for Wardlow and Joe tonight, but I'm sure it's not going to be much to it here. So right now we got the money heading towards Luchasaurus, so got about 2 minutes left if anybody wants to get in on it still, get on the point still. They want tables. The tables are already there. We're looking for a Praise Saturn sign. You know, I was just mentioning it probably just before you got on here. If you can see it, it's probably right. It's on the right-hand side from what the pictures were from what I saw. It's either Praise Saturn or Remember the Game. Either way, they got the sign there. We're going to see if it gets out. But it's some weird angles they got tonight just because of the way the ramp's set up, right? So yeah, don't forget, folks, next week for Dynamite, we're actually going to be here Tuesday night. I know it just popped up on the screen here, but yeah, we will be here Tuesday night for it. I got to remind myself that I got to be here Tuesday for it. I might end up having, some libations with me for that one because that's my Friday, but we'll see what happens here. And our first picture here, so from what I heard, it's around 7,000 people have purchased tickets for tonight's show, which for that arena that they're in, that is pretty full. Not going to say 100%, but it's pretty damn close. And they're doing 2 days in a row of taping. Okay, we got the factory. Okay. Yeah, they got 2 days of tapings. Today they're doing Dynamite. Tomorrow they're doing Rampage. So it will be a interesting time, to say the least. To see what comes up out of Rampage tomorrow. I just hope that both shows do a good rating here coming up. Especially that one on Friday night here. I'll probably end up PVRing it myself. I don't know, we might actually be on stream Friday night. I'm still trying to figure out what our total schedule is going to be for the weekend here. I know we missed the weekend here between Extreme Rules and just first day back to work. And just, that first weekend back to work when you've been off for 3 weeks and you got no energy because you got to give everything you got to work. It's like, ugh. And just appreciate everybody here in the community, the way they do, the way they support. I am very thankful for all of you. And, I thought you'd forgive me for taking a weekend off here. But yeah, watching... It's pretty straightforward here. Once this commercial comes up, Jungle Boy's going to get some kind of offense in here. I wonder if they're actually going to give Perry the win just so he can go after Christian. But from what I've heard, this injury to Christian is supposed to be long-term, not short-term. So... All right, we're finally getting back at. They almost timed this perfectly here. Also interesting that Perry's got some new gear now. Uh-oh. Oh, look at that. Just picked up like nothing. Tease the table again and nobody goes through it. There's no way. I love how Christian keeps pumping on the intelligence part of it. Luchasaurus is going through that table. I think we all know that's going to happen. Oh, caught his hand at the last second. That table's pretty far away. This is not good. Oh, that's how you do it. My God. Christian screaming for a DQ. Like, has he not watched the product? It's only 3 years old. Luchasaurus had to jump for that one, but he definitely, at least he got it in the right spot. Oh, here comes CLB down the ringside. Oh, no. All right, well, this is how we get the screw-around job here. And Luchasaurus pulled the old dead man routine. Okay, I see you. Jesus, what a clothesline. Death Valley Driver. Just it didn't look crisp there. Looked like Jungle Boy was curled up like a little ball there, so. Oh, they didn't get the sellout. Cool. Just looked up the, yeah. I appreciate you looking up the info, but not following through on it. I was just referring to the fact that there are crazy people in this world. And the fact that she got support totally means, you know, I was comparing it to people wanting the original Glow to come back. Poison Rana from the top. Whoa! I see your point, Zodiac, but at the same point, let's not do that. That was a hell of a catch. That was a hell of a catch on that Hurricanrana. Or that driver. But yeah, definitely the women would get more time on Glow than AEW right now. I'm still trying to be faithful that Tony's going to make some changes to that. I know that he's proven me wrong every single time I've thought about it, or every time that it's come into a situation. But, yeah. Oh, no. Crucifix bomb, atta boy! Was that on his neck? It was pretty damn close. No. Oh my God. That was a stuff if I ever seen one. Now he gets the kill switch. Oh. 2 9/10. Big difference I noticed about the Canadian crowd so far. There's not a bunch of people constantly holding up signs trying to get on TV. I think for the most part, the signs will be up in between matches. Also the fact, look at the angles you're at. Now it's turned into a regal stretch. I think for the most part, since they're allowed to have beer cans in the stands at the Coca-Cola Center. Oh, yeah, there it is. Super choke slam coming up. Christian with a little distraction causing everything. CLB doing CLB things. Well, you guys survived your putting up your points. I honestly thought that they were going to give Perry the win there, but so yeah, that's Luchasaurus's bad arm, and that Christian insists on lifting it. That's the funny part about this whole thing. Got a feeling Christian is taking his arm sling off. To be frank, Jaeger, that is actually a legit injury. Like, he's had surgery, and he's probably looking at another 6 months before he's ready to go. All right. We're getting an Ethan Page sighting tomorrow on the Rampage taping. Renee's just trying to get a word in edgewise here, and she's gotten one line in so far tonight. This is a homecoming for dang near the whole roster. I'd say at least a good third, and a lot of wrestlers that don't get a lot of TV time are here at their. For example, the Bunny and the Bunny's from Toronto. The Blade is married to the Bunny, so they pretty much live in Toronto still. Either that or Buffalo, whichever way. Same difference. Buffalo, Toronto, potato. When you're on the west side of the country, either one is the same. You got Christian here. You got Jericho, who's from Winnipeg, which is like a third of the country away, but finally, Jericho will get some TV time now that they are in Canada. Yeah, it sucks. He never gets enough TV time. Yeah, I know. Yeah. There's always got to be an exception to every rule there. Come on, Darth Mick. Here's a funny one for you guys, and I'm really happy about this. Wrestler that's come out to the West Coast here quite a bit. She's from Ontario, Jody Threat. She's worked here in Alberta, particularly with Top Talent and with Love Pro Wrestling. She was actually part of the Dark tapings in a match against Athena tonight, which you'll be able to see next week on Dark. She was getting over way more than Athena was in the match, so that's got to tell you something. Could you imagine what would happen if Don Callis faked Omega's entrance again? My God, there would be a riot. There would be a riot. And you know what? To be perfectly honest, if Tony Khan really wanted to pull a pop of a surprise here, you pull out the Bucks and Omega tonight. That cheer for Omega through this whole thing. And Darth Mick and Zodiac are part of the Jericho fan club. I appreciate you guys, and I honestly think Jericho will go down in history. Like, I'm never going to say somebody is the greatest of all time, because there's way in a sport that is judged. It's like when you're dealing with any other sport that is judged, like gymnastics or skating or whatnot. What you're looking for in particular could be completely different between people. So we're not going to be putting points up for this match here, folks. There's always one a night we don't do. This will be the one. QT is trying to get a chant going where he doesn't really need to. It's amazing that the TNT champion is coming out first. Just because the pop you're about to hear for Samoa Joe, the level of respect that man has in this country. Like, with all due respect to Wardlow here, Samoa Joe is over like Rover everywhere. Oh, we got a spikier Calvin in the crowd. Got a pair of scissors. Joe is really over with injuries. Well, I think he'd be over now without the, like, I hope those injuries are over, not over with injuries. I think this is the first time we've seen Colorado on TV in a while. Oh no, it's a Go-Go's the one we haven't seen in forever. And here's Vintage Joe. As I mean, injuries love his ass, yeah. I honestly think Joe was in a position where he never really took the time to clean himself up in terms of injuries. Joe's one of those guys that just will not give up and will not stop. Ha! I love that spot. I wish the camera would have got it better. QT goes for the dive and Joe's just like, no. What are you doing? You idiot. All right, we got a Winnipeg sign in the crowd. That spot is always so great. Yeah, I love it. It just shows how intelligent Joe really is. And I just got a report from Jupiter Vision in the crowd. They are 2 rows above where the camera goes. So you're not going to be able to see it. So yeah, they're literally 2 rows above where the camera goes. It's almost like the fans don't know exactly what they want to chant about it. Okay. I like this. I like this. Okay. Okay. All right. You want to get a massive pop over, have the FTR sign come up. Man. Toronto's just such a famous place for FTR and where they essentially got made. It's sort of like when Gargano made his debut in Toronto. Yeah, don't leave a mic behind. Don't think Dynamite was coming to Indianapolis since the year has passed. The money I saved went out my sister as she goes through child support court. Damn. Last week they announced they were coming and you're... Hey, at least it went to a good cause, JJ. Oh my God! Is he coming back? Here we go! Spears is back! back! Papa Spears is back! About damn time, too. Sorry, JJ, I don't mean to be loud, but... This is... Oh, absolutely. I absolutely love this. So, Spears has been off for a while. If you guys don't know, he is a father-to-be as well. They've been having some hard times. Just by reading a lot of the Instagram posts and whatnot, I know they've been having some problems trying to have a kid, but I believe they still have him right now, so... I'll get to that in a second, Zodiac. Really? Menard can't even get 8 fingers up. All right, as I get this next one up, I'll answer your question here, Zodiac, as we're going along. And I believe that was already answered in the chat. The hesitation there that... there was a bit of a stare down, so they... there's that. There was a bit of a stare down there, so it wasn't exactly a quick one there. But it's going to be Spears and basically it's going to be a Pinnacle reboot on Friday. Okay, they got an Austin Matthews reference. They got a Trudeau blackface reference. And they got a Hoser reference. I'm going to give this one a... I'd have to give it a C+. Oh, and just for the record, I had to put it as Billy Gunn on the predictor because unfortunately they won't let me automatically add ass as the as one of the options. So do like the stare down for a second. I was wondering how that would play out. They dabbed up after a few seconds. You know what? I wouldn't surprise me that they do this one match and then Spears goes back to being a heel. So in 2022, did any of us actually think that we were going to get the entire DX faction in the ring? Because we had the rest of them on Monday main eventing Raw for some god-awful reason. Now they got Billy in a match with Swerve, which... This is going to be rather crazy, the fact that, you know... Even this far away, just because of the Acclaimed, Billy Gunn is as over as he is. Makes me wonder why he just keeps going for the tights. Oh, Swerve, why are you doing that? The end of Raw shows Billy is something else. He can destroy them all, yeah. But I do find it interesting, and somebody did make a valid point about this. Nice drop kick. It's rather funny that DX was always about bucking the system and trying to get away from dealing with authority and whatnot. And now you got 3 members of DX that are actually authority figures in WWE. Just a little ironic that they've turned into the thing they hated the most, apparently, when it came to things. I see the reactions coming across the interwebs right now. Could have some social commentary there, yeah. Hell, this whole show we've had some social commentary. Like, Blackface Trudeau how long ago was that? Like 5 years ago? And they still brought it up. Shocked that X-Pac looked like he was the healthiest one looking at a bunch of Monday Night. Hey, he's probably the one that's cleaned himself up the most recently here, but unfortunate Pluto, good to see you here tonight. Life is going good. We're watching AEW Dynamite from Toronto. It's been a very healthy show so far. And a lot of fun with... My friend didn't even recognize Road Dogg. Well, he's now he's like Road Bulldog now. You know, or no, Road Pug. Maybe is what his name should be now. Road Pug. I found this one picture up on Twitter earlier this week. They're talking about the Hounds of Justice. They had Roman and the Usos as nasty guard dogs. Sammy is one of those shaggy dogs, and Heyman as a pug. So, but how is your night going on here, unfortunate Pluto? Things are probably going crazy as always for everybody here. It's that time of year where people are just starting to ramp up a little bit here. It's that week after. It's a week after Thanksgiving here in Canada, so, you know, it's the short work week for a lot of people, which usually means cramming 5 days worth of work into 4 days here, so. But yeah, it actually is pretty amazing, the fact that, you know, you take a look at what just going back to what Caster said during that opening promo there about the blackface, it's actually rather interesting to see what Americans see in Canadians in some way, right? Because honestly, I don't think anybody really thought about that whole situation since we're probably looking at a few years. Hey Mel, how you doing here tonight? Just enjoying a great night of Dynamite here so far. It's actually turned out rather well. We got the return of Sean Spears. After being off forever, trying to be the best daddy he could be, or daddy to be, I believe is a better way to put it. Yeah, show's going good so far. Everybody's having fun here tonight. Had a few interesting comments come in. You know, when you get Max Caster starting to bring up Blackface Trudeau in promos, you know, it's always going to be an interesting time. Oh, there we go. Signature Billy Gunn there with the Tilt-A-Whirl Slam. Yeah, that's the weird thing. He ended up throwing Swerve instead of just going down. You would think if your knee was hurting, you would just go down a lot quicker. Anyway. No, how are you recovering from last nice jackhammer? It was actually done properly. How are you recovering from that overnight watch along there? Kudos to you and Andre for doing a watch along for the New Japan show Tuesday night. Nice job on Swerve. And into the face buster. Swerve's pulling out all the best hits here now. I'll admit, I haven't been able to watch as much Swerve as I'd like to. I wasn't an NXT guy. I'm not an NXT guy. Most of my stuff watching Swerve has been was his early stuff out in Wrestle Circus when him and Sammy Guevara were going at it every show. And basically climbing up on every single piece of the arena that they were in. Going for the one and only. Okay, that was ugly. That was ugly, but it worked. It's going to be an interesting dichotomy here with him and I wonder what Keith Lee's got to say about that. Oh, we got to get the scissor back in. Just, you know, got to make everybody feel better. Oh, God. You want to talk about a buzzkill? Nobody reads your emails. Hell, I don't even read half my emails. They're in Toronto. Half the people ain't going to give a crap about this. Come on now. Really? Are they trying to play up what's going on with Punk and the Bucks? Oh, God. Is this how we're going to go this story here? He's going to end up with one finger, not two, if he keeps doing that too many times. Oh, I think we're getting to JJ's favorite part of the show now. Ah, yes, here it comes. What does this have to do with the Punks and Bucks? He's threatening litigation to the point where they're going to be sitting out for so long that they have to relinquish the titles. What happened to Punk? What happened to the Bucks? What happened to Omega? They ended up getting caught. The rumor right now is litigation is the reason that the Bucks and Omega have not appeared on TV. They have to, the threat of litigation is keeping them off the screen right now. So, and because of all this litigation stuff, they have no chance. They had to forfeit the titles. So that's where the correlation comes. Okay. Okay. Including JJ wants him dead. I know that story. Man, this guy's gone unhinged. Okay. All right, commercial break now. MJF playing the I already know I'm an evil man card. And I have to live with the evilness inside me every day. It's an interesting take on it, you know. It's one thing I've learned when it comes to a lot of the things that I've done personally. Sometimes you could die a hero or live long enough to become the villain, right? You chose to be like that. I look past you every time. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Andre. Good to see you here tonight. I'm glad you're talking nice to everybody in the chat here tonight. You know, you talk about all the lovelies here. How are you feeling? I was asking Melball earlier here how she was recovering from that overnight stream that you guys did this past Tuesday here. Hope everything's going well for you. So far tonight, we've had a return of Sean Spears. We had Luchasaurus kill Jungle Boy after some interference. We had Jedi Master Grogu saying hello to everybody. Just here for a minute of work. You're still tired? It usually takes about 3 or 4 days from doing an overnight stream to pop it up. And yes, right off the top of the show, Renee Paquette shows up, start doing interviews with everybody. She did the first 2, and then she hasn't done anything since. So it was just announced just a couple hours ago that she was signed, thanks to Tony Khan. And the best way to open the show is to have her come out, right? And then, of course, Christian Cage come out to kill the buzz, but I digress. But yeah, this hour has just flown right by here. I know usually we get things a little more plotting, a little more deliberate with a lot of the matches, and yeah. And she debuts at home too. Yeah, like we had 2 big home debuts tonight with Renee Paquette and Sean Spears making his return. And they did an instead of his old music, they did an offshoot of his NXT music. The 10. All right, we're getting back into the show here. Just a reminder to everybody while we got a quick split second here. Oh, we're about to hear from Moxley here, so. Live in Cincinnati. Of course, we're going to get mocked. Well, you knew Moxley would have to be here because, you know, got to visit the in-laws for Thanksgiving, right? But as tradition. You notice that the Canadian fans are not as grabby with Moxley compared to others? As I say that, everybody starts grabbing. Hey, Eric, how are you doing here tonight? It's nice to see a Takashita sign in the crowd. I love all the guys that next to him standing here. Number 2, him. Do well just watching some AEW? Absolutely. So yeah, just a couple reminders. One, next week will be Tuesday Dynamite instead of Wednesday, as they're openly advertising. I will be here on Tuesday as well for it, so. And the other one is, I am raising funds for jack.org right now. You can see the little chart on underneath the above the scoreboard there. I'll get to Moxley here in a second, but Jack.org is helping with teenage suicide prevention and helping youth deal with depression, anxiety, and suicidal tendencies. So feel free to ! Donate, or else check out the panel below if you want some more information. I guarantee you by the end of November, when this campaign's done, I might actually get that spiel down a bit. Well, what's Mox got to say? Yeah, Punk self-destructed rather quickly. I'm doing great, Eric. It's a good day for wrestling here, and thought he was gonna. I didn't know if he was gonna go to MJF or he's gonna go to Page there. Oh, and here comes Page himself. What's with the two? What's the shirt? Oh, the buckshot lariat. I will say this. That color scheme for that shirt, with all due respect, it don't work that well. The lettering seems to disappear rather easily. I still say my shirts are better in merch. So they couldn't afford to. Yeah, it's very 70s. I like that for the point, but just the color scheme just doesn't pop for me. Got a little mutual respect going on here. I appreciate that. Why are we dealing with MJF here? This is why I hate that spotlight on MJF constantly. Yeah, he pretty much thinks you're a kid. Are you going to let him answer? I'm surprised he didn't say balls. And Tony's in the background just listening to this and cringing the whole time here. Oh, wow. Wow, okay. Angry Cowboy, that's, yeah. Wow. This is the kind of personality I think we've been waiting for on a page for a very long time. I'm thankful he didn't mention wife. I think everybody would have been happier if he didn't let that slip away. He's going into a big fight next week on enemy turf. I'll get to that in a second here, JJ. That's a little bit of controversy as well. Moxley, don't take the bait, Paige. Just, you should never stop halfway through the ropes. All right, next Tuesday, due to I think it's either baseball or hockey that's holding it up on Wednesdays. So. All right, so Moxley got a lot to say when Stokely and William Morrissey came out during his GCW Fight Club this past weekend. Honestly, I believe that was Tony Khan's call to set up that booking that way with that match. That's what's been reported. The actual match at GCW was booked prior to the plan of Moxley actually winning the AEW World Championship, and having your top champion lose on an indie show is just something that Tony Khan wasn't going to have happen without circumstances. But it was already booked in as a title versus career match, so you knew that Nick Gage was going to win that. So they had to concoct this thing with Stokely and Morrissey coming out and whatnot. It made total sense what they did. It's just why they did it. What? Are we getting the women main eventing tonight? Okay, I hear you. All right, well, I'll put 10 minutes on this one just because it's a friggin' ROH title match. All Atlantic Championship might be... That's right. I forgot about that one as well. Would they put Pac and Cassidy as a main event? That's the weird one. So Jericho's announced that he's going to use this song today, and he's going to come out to Judas tomorrow. So to be perfectly honest, I would have switched it just because of that pop that you would have got on TV for Jericho. But it's interesting to see where that they put the match here. Like, I get it. It's the top of the second hour. Jericho for Prime Minister. Wouldn't be the worst choice in the world. They actually brought up Kevin Steen. Nice. I appreciate that. I like the fact that they're bringing up the 20 count once again for Ring of Honor. Like that was one thing that I found was really the difference between So I wonder what kind of pace they're going to have for this matchup here. I got a feeling that this is going to be the quick flurry and then it's going to slow down for quite a while. Or does Jericho walk out? That's the other thing. Because for all the times that they bring up the 20-second count, you got to actually use it once in a while to prove to everybody that it actually is part of it, right? Ha! Screw you. We're gonna sing Judas anyway. And somebody decided to put the Canadian flag upside down. People, when you're in the crowd and you're having signs, you need to fix your signs properly. One thing I've always thought about maybe doing for a Chris Jericho match, see how many bumps he actually takes. Because I honestly don't think he takes half as many bumps as people think he does. which is smart. Don't get me wrong. Like, for the age that Jericho's at, you got to work smarter, not harder. Look at that chest on Danielson already. Like, hell, we're not even 5 minutes into the match here, and these guys are already... Really? No. Thought he was going to go for a flying hurricanrana there. Why is our flag upside down? That's what I was saying. Like, at the beginning of the match, it's like, what? When you bring a sign to a show, the first rule of it is always make sure it's right side up. At least, you know, in 1992 with the... Okay, yeah, they're going to put the North Atlantic as the main tonight, I bet. In 1992, during the World Series, when the U.S. police down in Atlanta put the flag upside down, at least that's an American doing that. So you could actually, you know, understand that to a point. But God, we're in Toronto. Granted, Toronto thinks in the States, but that's beside the point. Put the flag the right way. Seriously. No, still upside down. Jeez. Oh, don't worry. I'm fully aware that it is a protest thing. It has happened as a protest up here in Canada as well. Toronto is such a great... Oh, no. Don't worry. Trust me. Darth Mick, everybody here from the U.S. Hi, I'm from Western Canada. There is a complex across the country that... Basically, Toronto believes that they are the center of the universe. So, you want to go with the city of Canada, the great colony of Toronto? Torontonians might actually believe that. So, when Adam jokes around about the great city of Great Britain, Toronto might actually take that stuff seriously. All I know is a lot of the pundits are going to be showing off that flag over the next few days. And I really hope it isn't for a protest. Like, we got enough things to protest in wrestling already. Like, you know, the amount of time the women get in their matches and who's not getting pushed at the right spot. I mean, you guys did have Rob Ford. Rob Ford is Toronto. We're going back to Toronto here. Toronto is the Canadian version of New York City. Multiplied about 6. You're not even in Alberta. Toronto is like good boy Canada. Being in Alberta here, Alberta is the Texas of Canada. I'll say that. I think that's the best way to put it right now. Oh, they are doing the All Atlantic as the main. Damn. It makes sense to put the title match as the main. And I got a feeling that Cassidy's going to win it tonight, but... I'd expect an upside down flag at Alberta. Yeah. Trust me. Over the last year, I've been seeing a lot of that. And I'm actually sort of happy that this match isn't main eventing, because there is such a an up and down kind of up and down feel what people would say about Jericho itself. So just so you guys know, you have less than a minute to get your predictions in here. Money is on Danielson right now, so if you want to bet on Jericho, get it in now. You get yourself some easy money here. How's Dynamite tonight? It's been a really good show, I feel at least. We had a debut of Renee Paquette right off the top of the show. She just signed with AEW not more than a couple hours ago. We're in the middle of the ROH title match right now. We had Shawn Spears return as a face. She on commentary. She did 2 interviews tonight. One was with Creepy Little Bastard, aka Christian Cage, right off the top of the show, right in front of everybody. And the second one was backstage, I do believe, with the firm who apparently bought the contracts of Private Party. And it's going to be Isaiah Cassidy versus Ethan Page on Rampage for the services of Private Party and Matt Hardy. Because Matt Hardy's going to be part of that as well. Shawn Spears is going to team up with FTR to take on the Embassy on Friday. Shots to the abdomen on Chris Jericho. That might be his weak spot. Wow. I'm surprised he didn't go for the Lion Tamer. It is so funny that Danielson's trying to play a heel and the crowd isn't sure which way they want to go with it. But it almost... I just love Riccaboni here and his commentary as we go along here. Danielson could be an honorary Vancouverian. I think so. For the work that he's done in ECCW as well, I do believe he's did a few matches early on in his career there. Another one of those speaking out companies that disappeared when accusations started coming out. They got to find, as much as Bucky Dunn is picked on in WWE, these camera cuts that they're doing at AEW, they need to work on this stuff. Like, it's hard to watch some of this stuff. And that's how you counter it. They fixed the flag. Whoa, wait, what? Yeah, they did. Cool. Let's go to win. I wonder if it was the crowd or whether it was security coming over and say, hey, fix your flag. Thanks, Zodiac. I beat you on the hydrate there, though. Oh, went for the Judas. Missed the kick. And right into the referee. Here come the shenanigans. It's all right. I took another one just for the hell of it. And the crowd is just going nuts. It's one thing I've always said. Can we ever have a Jericho match where there is no shenanigans? And I've just... The sad part is we've come to the point where we're just... Yeah, no. Has anyone watched that documentary? Not sure what it's called, but it's about the old wrestling territories. There is a few out now, and now there's Dark Side of the Indies that's starting to come up now. It's sports entertainer. Yeah, Jericho's sports entertainer. Wow, Garcia has got a weird run. And watch Garcia blast Danielson. Yep. I'm sorry, but we'll just call that one. Now, does Jericho go back, or does Garcia go back to... oh, somebody put up lazy booking side of the front row. Get rid of the belt. Yep. Now, does Garcia go back to Jericho? I guess so. Uh-oh. Here we go. Darn you, Nick Jonas Garcia. Garcia wants to be Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. A lot of us do. Oh, I like this. I like this story. I like this story, though. Yeah, possession's 9/10 of the law. Theft is the other 10th. Said when Claudio lost, it should have been to Garcia. Yeah. Ooh. I love Nyla. If you guys don't follow Nyla Rose on Twitter, like, seriously, she's one of the best Twitter follows pretty much ever when it comes to wrestling. Just her wit is second to none. And it's just so much fun listening to that. In terms of the storyline here with Garcia and Jericho, You don't watch Darker Elevation. Why doesn't Jade have the TBS championship? Well, actually, it was last week on Dynamite. Jade came out, won her match, and next thing you know, Vicky comes out for the distraction on the ring apron, and Nyla comes through the crowd, grabs the championship off the table, and it's mine. It's mine. It's all mine. Nyla's Columbus joke the other day was great. Like, she's got so many damn jokes. And the fact that any troll that comes up to her, she's been able to squash, like... So, yeah, right now, even Nyla's changed her description on her bio for... or her name on Twitter. It is now the TBS champion Nyla Rose, is what she's got listed there. I got a feeling Cargill just needed some time off right now. So give her the title. This is the way to give an interim title without giving an interim title kind of thing. I'm not going to say it's the greatest thing in the world, but I'm not going to say I'm hating it because, well, frankly, it's something different. It's something we haven't seen at AEW yet. Let's see how they deal with this. And let's get back to that the whole Garcia beating Jericho for the title. I still think that's going to be the case. It's just we're getting a long-term story, which you got to admit, when Tony Khan gets a long-term story in his head and really wants to play it out like over a year, he's actually done pretty well with them. Don't get me wrong, a lot of the booking's been a lot of what the hell, but a lot of the long-term booking, like look at Adam Page's journey to the championship. Turned out pretty damn solid, if you ask me. The story of Daniel Garcia flipping back and forth could be rather interesting coming up. I got a feeling one team's going to be in the ring already, so I got to get ready to put this prediction in right now. Nope. All right, let me get this 5 minutes in here for you guys. Gotta love how Baker's wearing the Montreal Canadiens colors, right? The red, blanc, and blue. And Zodiac, hi, Jayme. Or the U.S. colors, yeah. Two Japanese championships. I like this. I wonder how long it's going to be till Thunder Rosa comes back. Yeah, this is not going to be a very long match, unfortunately. I think AEW has a Tetsuya Nomura fetish. Maybe. But I got a feeling this is probably going to be a very, well, if they end up giving like 10 minutes for this match, it'd be great, but I just don't know how they're going to let this match breathe a whole lot unless Pac versus Cassidy's only going to go like 5 minutes. Because once again, Danielson and Jericho run long, I do believe. Because you can almost feel as you're going along here that everything seems to be a little bit rushed right now. Whoa. Okay. Oh, and Britt just smart enough not to. So for people that don't know, Baker is actually injured right now. She's got a lot of injuries she's working through. So that's why you see Hayter doing most of the work during the matches, not just because she is an absolutely fantastic wrestler, which she is. Any overage on TBS tonight? From what I've heard, they're covering Oilers Canucks tonight, so I don't think there will be much of an overage here. Because I know TBS is supposed to be covering the reason that the American League playoffs are off today is because the TBS wasn't available to cover the matches or cover the games because of the NHL and the contract that they had with them. So I don't know if we're going to get much of an overage tonight. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind it for the fact that it would probably bring a better match out for Pac and Cassidy, but I don't know if we're going to see it go that long. Sorry, just quickly going through my notes here. So, just a reminder, everybody, as soon as we're done here, we're going to send you guys over to the Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots podcast. They're going to talk about the whole week of wrestling because there's a lot going on. Like, we haven't even talked about Moxley signing a 5-year deal with AEW. That was announced just a few days ago. Where apparently it's supposed to include some mentoring as part of the contract as well. Which, Moxley being a teacher and a mentor to a lot of these young guys, with all due respect, as much as I can't stand how much he bleeds like a friggin' soffit, I would honestly think that having Moxley as one of your in-ring leaders, the hell is Baker doing? Do you think Mox asked for the part, or do you think TAK asked for it? I think it's a little of both. Because to me, Moxley is one of those that actually has a pretty big chip on his shoulder. Especially when it comes to how a lot of people still think he is the third member of the Shield. Third most successful member. But I can't see TK not, if he's gonna. The other thing about this is he turns more into an employee, right? Rather than just Shida with a nice Meteora there. But I think TK more, if he's going to throw out that kind of money for that kind of term, I think that very well could be a possibility. That was one of the qualifications he had for them. Nice neck breaker. Oh. She can't even fit the glove on properly. Yeesh. Oh, that's it. There's the lariat. Curb stomp. All right, I'm not sure how this is going to go. Nice. Short pile driver on Baker. And Hayter just, yeah, no. I mean, TK was looking at the back area lately. It was like everyone here is a child. Like, well, they said that Jericho and Moxley were the two people that took charge there and tried to clean things up after the brawl out incident, right? So it makes sense. Shida with a DDT on the floor. Whoa! And right into the lockjaw. Nice reversal. Well, this actually shows the familiarity with these two, right? Because they were going at it for the better part of a year, right? So the fact that she couldn't get the lockjaw on right away. Oh, wow. That was a very nice roll there. A high stack roll there. I'm sorry, Eric. At least it's easy to make points up just by stopping by, saying hello. Moxley and Cassidy versus Butcher Blade. That'll be interesting. Well, the bunny's going to get over like Rover at home. I forgot the bunny doesn't talk on TV anymore. Oh, you want to talk about Nyla being the top one here? So I put down Shida and Storm, right? Nyla Rose on Twitter. She's like, please tell me this is Team Shidstorm. Oh, God. I got to give it a rib shot there. Oh, just, yeah. I love a good joke whenever I get one. Good puns whenever you can. But yeah, overall tonight, there's been a couple surprises, but nothing like, in terms of the grand scheme of things when it comes to surprise scales, Sean Spears, Renee Paquette. Paquette, probably I would give it a 7. And Spears, you're probably looking at... You're probably looking at maybe at a 4 or a 5. But you don't need anything as a knockout when you got a crowd like this, right? Does a 15K point redemption get me the new AEW Sean Spears shirt? Not any of my points, my friend. And I keep forgetting I have to put the music up. Ugh. Sorry I haven't put on the music part, so I'll be honest, I plain out forgot to do it. I'll do it right after the stream's done today. Just a reminder before we get to the main event here, just throwing it out one more time here. It means a lot to me, so that's why I'm making sure you guys hear about it. From now until November 30th, I will be raising funds for jack.org in terms of youth suicide prevention, helping youth deal with anxiety, with depression, with suicidal tendencies, both in themselves and in people around them. Jack.org goes out to different youth groups and communities and shows people signs of what happens and gives them coping mechanisms to help out and try and make this world a better place. They're doing their best to be part of the solution, and that's what we're trying to do here, is to help them out to be part of the solution. So the link is down below in the first panel on the stream, as well as you can go !donate, and it will bring up the link for you. As well, any merchandise that is sold, and I do have this ready to go, so I guess I could use this. There we go, merch. Any merch that's bought off my store between now and November 30th, proceeds will be donated into the stream as well. 5 points to win 296. You're on a roll other than missing the first match. JJ, you got that innate skill of winning these once in a while, the underdogs. Or not necessarily the underdogs, the ones that actually come under... the ones that aren't set up that way. I would ask my mods to set up this poll, but they're all at Dynamite tonight, so... All right, so I'm going to set this up for 10 minutes because, well, we got 10 minutes left. Yeah, it's Cassidy versus Pac at our main event here. For anybody that hasn't caught up on the story between this, Pac has been cheating. Basically, anytime he's been taking on any of the non-international talent, using a ring bell, using the hammer for the ring bell as his biggest weapon he's been using right now. Yeah, I got a funny feeling that title's going to change hands tonight. I don't think they want to use... I don't think they want multiple titles on the same person when it's a brand new... Oh, Tie Cats suck. We got a CFL reference here. You got Paco Rotate. Fair enough. I'm glad you're putting your money where your mouth is here. You're throwing out ridiculous. Well, it's because the sound effects I haven't put on here. I'm a little disappointed in myself. I've been holding. I keep forgetting to add them back on there. Oh, the other thing I forgot to bring up here before we get going. I will be back on tomorrow afternoon, and I think I was going to try keep going on the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night stream, but I think I'm going to go with NHL tomorrow. The game is on early release right now, so I will set up my Ultimate Team, and we'll see how far we can go with it. And see how the game feels and whatnot. Get that going. So my next stream will be tomorrow afternoon. I'll be frankly honest. It'll entirely depend on how busy my laundry machines are for what time I'm going to be on. Darth Mick puts high bet. Oh, here we go. We got the high rollers going. Well, Pac knows how to play with the crowd, that's for sure. Oh, look at the power of Pac. Like, seriously, the core strength in Pac has got to be second to none. All right, we got picture in picture here. It's amazing how close they're going to be cutting the time here tonight. Once again, I just want to thank everybody for popping in here. I know I never get, like, I keep plugging stuff, but I keep forgetting the most important part. And that's a big thank you to everybody for joining us here tonight. I hope you guys are enjoying this each and every week. We are going to be here next Tuesday for Dynamite as well. Just so you guys know, because of a booking change, we are going to be here for Full Gear in November for the Saturday pay-per-view. I will be here doing a live watch-along for that there, so. Oh, it's my pleasure, Zodiac, and I appreciate having you all here. And this is that time of year where, you know, where people try to remember what they're thankful for. In Canada, Thanksgiving was just this past Monday. And I'd have to say more than anything, I'm thankful for you guys because, well, frankly, if I didn't have Twitch, I wouldn't have much communication across the world with people. So meeting great people like you guys around here, it's just absolutely amazing. Non-AEW question, are you going to be attending RCW October? I'll be honest, I'm not sure what I'm doing in terms of indie wrestling shows here in town. A lot of the attitudes that have showed up here outside of the ring in public and just the way they've been acting, if you guys haven't noticed on my socials, I haven't really been adding on or retweeting or following anything wrestling related. So, well, in terms of local wrestling, I have, and that's my purpose. I just haven't been following much. I haven't decided either way yet, so I can't really say yes or no. You get anything for editing questions on Jesus! Tombstone on that ramp. And the ramp in Toronto is extra long because of the configuration of the building. They actually, they were showing it before the show. There's like a good, it's like a WrestleMania ramp. Sorry, Zodiac. I didn't want to. Oh, Darthwick, you get any editing questions for podcasting? Yeah, like, how is that going for you guys? Like, I know you guys are talking about getting your new show up and whatnot. By the way, if you guys have shows to plug, feel free to throw them in here. Just don't spam the chat. That's all I've ever asked. Fred hasn't shared with us yet. He says it's going great so far. We're working on a regular day and format. Cool. Like I've always said, if you're ever going to start a podcast, if it's not going to be a current news one, make sure that it make sure you get like 5 episodes put together. Now go for the DQ. Just DQ yourself. They're actually calling it the Pinnacle versus the Embassy. I love it. Whoa! Next week we're getting Shida and Storm. All right, you got me interested. Whoa! Oh my God! My God, what a flip there! My God, again! That neck on Pac, like it's, ugh. Two and 17/18 there. Yeah, I got, I actually download the Retro Hangover podcast on Spotify on my phone, and I will admit, it took me a little bit to get past the Ultimate Dick Dragon. But once you get past that, it actually is pretty entertaining. I'll be frank with you. But yeah, if you want to put links are open as well, Zodiac. So feel free to throw any link you want in for it as well. But yeah, it's in my rotation along with Remember the Game, and I think one of these times I'll actually bring up all the wrestling ones that I listen to as well. To be honest, most of the time oh God. Is Pac gonna power? Oh no. Beach break on the apron. I don't want to go into the trope, but there you go. Oh, there goes the elbow pad. I don't know how that's going to help his punch, but you know what? A Northern Lights suplex into a brutalizer in the middle of the ring. Look at the bruising. Oh, that's blood. Pac's ear. Seriously. Holy crap. The fact that he's gotten out of it twice. And we got 3 minutes. Oh my God. He got cauliflowered big time on a couple of those shots. Uh-oh. Danhausen with the... Oh, he just got it eaten with the hammer. And the ref standing right behind. Oh, here we go. You got a spare hammer. You got extra hammers everywhere. Wait. Oh, no. No way. Are we getting this title change? My God. The ebbs and flows in this matchup. Seriously. My God, they did it. They pulled it off. Wow. That was awesome. Did not expect... Honestly, we've seen how these guys work. The thing is, they're that far behind time right now. Could you imagine if they got a little bit more time to work with there? But could you imagine the best friends? Orange Cassidy being the first gentleman to win a championship. Wow. Jaeger, you went 0 for tonight? Damn. Sorry to hear it, bud. Like, ugh. You know what? Tonight's been one of those nights. I don't know whether you want to consider it basically the order of the booking sort of helped determine what the predictions were going to be tonight. Because you're not going to do a title change with the ROH title in the middle of the show. You're going to do that in the main event. And then having the North Atlantic in the main event there sort of does that as well. Now, next week's going to be interesting with the fact that we're getting 2 title matches with Shida getting a shot at Toni Storm and Paige taking on Moxley. Could we see Shida take the title off Storm? Because right now we're still in a point where we're going to get... Because who knows who we're going to get? Because Thunder Rosa we still got to straighten that out with Thunder Rosa, and Thunder Rosa versus Shida might be a better matchup that we haven't seen before. So that might actually be a good thing here. What a good night to hit the stream. Canada was good to this USer. I appreciate that. No, I get it. I absolutely love that. All the sandbags were used in Florida. Oh, let's give it one here. It's going to be interesting to see what we get going on next week. Like I said, this has been a great show, and the fact that we get to... we're going to follow this up next Tuesday in Cincinnati, which I think they're going to be teasing as a big show. I think there is where they announced that MJF will be taking on Moxley at Full Gear. Because after Moxley wins, you get MJF to come out. And he says, I'll cash in this chip, but I'm not cashing it in here. I'm going to cash it at my home. We're going out to New Jersey with all my fans there. $396 paid out $2,100. Nice. Definitely need more live shows in Canada. It's funny. Toronto is just a sampling of what we can get. I could almost guarantee you we could get 20,000 here in Edmonton. People underestimate the popularity of the wrestling scene here in Alberta in particular, mainly because the promotion of what we have here in terms of talent, it's been piss poor for years. And I'll be honest, I'm part of the blame for that. I haven't got it out as much as I should. But yeah, there'll be more next year. And the thing is, the dichotomy of this country is so different. Like, you could hit Vancouver, you could hit Calgary, you could hit Edmonton, you could hit Winnipeg. It's going to be a completely different crowd. Maybe not so much for this one because a lot of people from Western Canada actually flew down to Toronto to watch this. So, Owen Hart Tournament Finals in Edmonton next year. I know they would try to go for Calgary because the Saddle Dome holds 18,000 people or so, because that's where Owen's home is. I just think that the facilities are better in Edmonton. Rogers Place versus the Saddle Dome. They could go to the Corral, but the Corral might fit 5,000, and I guarantee you're going to get a ton more than 5,000 for a Western Canadian show from AEW. We just sold out Raw within, well, it was a day of sellout, but we still sold it out. And that was with a good 14,000 people, I do believe, 12 to 14,000. I ended up getting the highest seats in the building, and you could just feel the energy coming out of Raw. And that's not just the energy coming into me with me getting COVID at the show, but I digress. That's another matter for another day. All right, Darth Mick, you have yourself a great night. Have a great week. Maybe we'll see you on another stream later this week sometime. If not, we will see you next Tuesday for AEW Dynamite once again.